Good morning. We're going to call this meeting to order of the Tennessee Fish and Wildlife Commission. Today is full commission day. I'd like to welcome you all to Greenville, and it's been a pleasure being here. East Tennessee is definitely beautiful, to say the least, especially coming from a boy from the flatlands of West Tennessee. At this time, I'm going to ask Commissioner Tommy Woods to lead us in the prayer, and he's going to be followed. I've asked State Representative David Hawk, District 5, to lead us in the pledge, and he's also going to say a few words after the pledge. So if you will, all stand for the prayer and remain standing.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this beautiful East Tennessee morning. We thank you for the outdoors and all you've provided, and we pray for unity in the meeting today. We thank you for all these here that are gathered. We pray for safety as their travels home, and we thank you for all things. For these things we pray in the name of Jesus.
Chairman, thank you so much, and to our commission members, thank you for all the work that you do. We've had some brief conversations out in the hallway, and I fully recognize as a legislator in Tennessee that you make our lives a lot easier, so I appreciate that. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is David Hawk. I serve the Tennessee legislature. It's finishing up my 17th year. It's hard to believe. Year number 17, and I've seen some ups and downs and ins and outs and rounds with the commission throughout that time. I've always had your back, and I realize that you all have always had our backs, so I appreciate that. Thank you for being in Greenville and Greene County. We had a great opportunity yesterday to take a look at one of the partnerships that has been created through the commission and the TWRA over the years, our shooting range in Greenville and Greene County. It is a showplace, as you all saw yesterday, and we're looking to engage our young people in the sport of shooting, engage our law enforcement, and engage our citizens in becoming better equipped to handle whatever may come their way. And this shooting range has gone a long way to doing that, and I know we're only going to get better. So as a member of this community, as a member of the legislature, I want to thank you for the partnerships that's been created in this instance, as well as thank you for the partnerships that are created all across the state. What you ladies and gentlemen do is of extreme value, and I say thank you so much. I'm glad you're in Greenville. We want you back again. Come spend lots of money every time you're here. Those sales tax dollars generate, so bring your families, come back on vacation. If you can't find anything to do, come over to my house. I'll find you something to do. We'll figure it out. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you. Director Carter, thank you for your friendship over these years. I appreciate that. As I see Chris Richardson in the middle there, our go-to guy whenever issues come up, whether we ask a tough question or easy question, he's always got an answer. We may not like it all the time, but he gives us an answer, and there's always a rational basis behind that I can understand. Biology, whatever it may be. So I thank you all very much. Chairman, thank you, and I hope the meeting goes great.
Thank you, Representative Hawk. Commissioner Stroud?
Yes, I wanted to mention just before we get started that we lost a great sportsman in the last few days, and a former commissioner, Boyce Magley. Boyce was a real force, and Ed, you can attest to that. Good man, and did a great job for us, and he'll be sorely missed. He was in Argentina, I believe, and he was dove hunting when he had a heart attack and passed away. But we're going to miss Boyce, and I did want to mention that. Appreciate it. Thanks, Kurt.
Yes, sir. All right, we do have a few special guests this morning. Of course, State Representative Hawk, Clay Young with North American Caviar, Mr. and Mrs. Dyes from the Tennessee Fur Harvesters Association, Hayden Johnston, and I think it's Tony Jones here for the Elk Raffle, And then Commissioner Woods has got some special folks here today. Oh, you told me not to say special before I said Tammy. Sorry, he has Tammy and some other special folks. No, I'm kidding. His wife, Tammy, his daughter, Haley, and his brother, Kim, and his girlfriend, Donna. So thank you guys for being here today. Any other announcements? We already know it's your birthday, but go ahead.
It's my birthday. Y'all forgot to know. I personally want to thank the Woods for your hospitality. It was great meeting you and being here and all the good food and everything we've had. But I also want to tell you that tonight, turn on your, if you're not going to be there, your TV and put on, be able to DVR it or something. One of our commissioners up here, I won't tell you which one. It's going to be on Inside Edition. So it's 4:30, CBS. It's an interesting story. I'm not going to even try to tell you about it because I'd mess it up. But I think we should do that. So if we're not home, call somebody and tell them to record it for you because it's going to be really interesting. It made me cry. So anyway, it's James Stroud.
Danette, will you
He's
call
cranky.
the roll?
Dennis Gardner. Here. Jimmy Granbery. Here. Steve Jones. Connie King. Here. Jim Ripley. Tony Sanders. Here. James Stroud. Here. Kent Woods. Tommy Woods. Here. Hank Wright. Here. Angie Box. I'm here. Brian McLerran.
Here.
Kurt Holbert.
Here.
Chairman, we have a quorum.
Thank you, Danette. Director Carter, do you have any announcements?
No, sir.
Okay. All of you on your iPads or in your notebooks have a copy of last month's meetings. Do I hear a motion for approval? Hear a second? Motion from Gardner and a second from McLerran. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, like sign. Motion carried. Okay, move right along. I'm going to call on our Region 4 Elk Program Manager, Brad Miller, to announce some elk permit winners.
Good morning, everyone. It is my pleasure to announce the elk permit winners. As usual, we had a lot of interest in this. We had over 8,200 applicants for these 14 available permits. Some folks, it was their first time applying. We had 3 folks, very first time applying and got drawn. One fella, he had some stick-to-itiveness, and it was his 9th year, and he got one. So appreciate the license division providing those insights. I'm going to announce 7 archery permits, and then we have 7 gun permits. One of those is our raffle permit, which Joey Woodard of the foundation will present after me. And we also had 1 youth hunter. So let's begin. So I'm going to start with archery. So we had Lennon Haggard of Lexington, Charles Lambert, Nolensville, Hunter Luna, Charlotte, Matthew Smith, Whitwell, Jonathan Sullivan, Hillam, Jacob Swafford, Knoxville, and Daniel Webb of Bells. So that's our archery winners. For the gun muzzleloader archery, John Barron of Lewisburg, Joseph Bumpus, Dixon, John Combs of Harrison, Jeffrey Miller of La Follette, Kevin Peebley, Rocky Top, Tyson Weller, Henning, and then our youth hunter is Jacob R. Clark of Dayton. So that is the folks that are going to participate in this fall's hunt, and then I believe Joey will announce our raffle winner next. Any questions?
Any questions, commissioners?
All right,
All
thank
right.
you very
Thanks,
much.
Brad. You made a lot of folks happy.
Yeah.
And about 8,000 something disappointed. I'm not sure you accomplished much, but anyway.
Yeah. All right, thank you.
It's a good thing you're not running for office, isn't it?
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to thank the commission for the opportunity to come here and present today. As Brad said, my name is Joey Woodard. I'm here to present on the elk tag raffle that we had this year. Tell you a little bit about it. So once again, for 2019, the foundation was the recipient of the 2019 special take permit. We wanted to build on last year's success. Last year was the first year we tried a raffle. We did $224,000 worth of gross sales. We wanted to improve on that this year. By state law, we have a campaign of about 120 days. We didn't quite take advantage of that entire 120 days, but we did start about mid-April, and the drawing concluded on August 2nd. There's been a lot of hard work happening in between those dates. We did it a little bit different this year. We added some new prize packages, so there are 5 potential winners this year in this year's drawing. And we did a change in the prize structure. In 2018, it was $10 a ticket. For 2019, you could get 1 ticket for $20, 3 tickets for $50, or 10 tickets for $100. So the results for 2019, if you look at this map, think of this as a heat map, you can see Tennessee is red hot. Sold a lot of chances here in Tennessee. Total tickets sold was 56,405 tickets for gross revenue this year of $667,190. So, exactly. We're really proud of that total. I don't know if it's the most successful big game tag raffle in the country, but it's certainly one of the most successful, if not the most successful. Our goal coming into this year was to double what we did last year, and that seemed like a lofty goal, and we weren't sure that we would hit it, but that's what we were trying to do, and we came in just short of tripling what we did last year. So it was very successful. We're really pleased with the results this year and generated a lot of money for habitat restoration here in Tennessee. Here are some of the numbers. I won't bore you with too many of the statistics, but if you just look at, quickly, we'll look at gross ticket sales. Last year, again, 224,000. This year, 667,000, a 197% increase this year in ticket sales. The number of tickets sold, again, from 22,000 to 56,000. That's a 151% increase. Singles tickets sold, we sold a few more single tickets than we sold last year. But if you look at these other numbers, you can see what was really popular was the bundling. 3 tickets for $50, almost 2,500 people purchased 3 tickets for $50, and over 4,000 people bought 10 tickets for $100. We had 10,937 unique buyers this year. Interestingly, we had 6,286 new buyers this year, people that did not purchase raffle tickets last year. Of course, the drawing just happened, so this is all fresh. We haven't had a chance to really do a deep dive into the analytics. We intend to do that, but it was interesting we had so many new buyers. I think that says a lot about our strategy this year and the new prize packages we had, that we were able to attract some new buyers. The statistics here at the bottom, pretty similar to last year. What we've found to be true for this raffle is mobile phones are king. Most people purchase their tickets using a mobile phone. I think we all live with these things in our pocket, and we want to keep it simple and make it easy for people to buy tickets. Keys to success this year, definitely teamwork. As I mentioned, we've been working pretty hard since April to make this thing happen, and that's not just our team within the foundation, but also Jennifer and her folks at the agency. We've been coordinating pretty much continuously throughout this process. Johnny Allred with the foundation did a really good job of getting out there, beating the bushes, and finding our industry partners to donate these prizes to help us generate more ticket sales. If you received some of the emails, you saw the graphics in there. Richard Logsden in our shop, he does an amazing job with graphics. And Dan Sigmund in our office made sure that the website was functioning flawlessly and that our store didn't crash during all of this. So we're really pleased with how it worked out. As I said earlier, the key, easy. We want it to be easy to participate. With a click of a button, we want someone to be able to purchase their raffle tickets, and I think we accomplished that. The additional prizes were great this year. We had nearly $30,000 worth of prizes that were up for grabs this year, in addition to that elk tag. I don't think you can even put a price on that elk hunt, but you certainly can, the additional prizes. We were pleased to have done that. I think another key to our success was probably the value to cost. Last year it was $10 for a ticket, and you had a chance to win an elk tag. and a rifle. This year, you know, the cost did go up, but you had a chance for up to $30,000 in prizes. So I think the statistics bear that out, that the change in price didn't slow sales down at all. We sold more tickets than we sold the previous year. So I think we're on to something here, and we want to continue to build on that success. Certainly a focused and effective marketing campaign. Again, working with the agency and doing the direct email campaign to license holders in Tennessee. As you recall back to the previous slide, the heat map, Tennessee was the red hot zone. And last year, I think we had ticket buyers in every state except Hawaii. So my goal this year, I told everybody, we're getting Hawaii, all right? No matter what else happens this year, we're gonna get Hawaii. And we did. We got Hawaii this year. I don't know who bought a ticket in Hawaii, but I'm glad they did. But we lost Oregon. I don't know what happened. Oregon let us down. But anyway, we still sold tickets all across the country and even outside the country. So it's pretty interesting, the technology that's available to us these days. This thing can go global in no time. So we want to continue that effective marketing strategy. We have another thing that we want to do as soon as everything, kind of the dust settles here, we're going to go back through our analytics and really piece this data apart to see where there's room for improvement, ways we can tweak our plan. We want to keep growing this thing. I think it's a great opportunity to take you know, the resource that we have, that elk tag that's available, that the commission's made available to us, and we want to make as much money as we can for habitat restoration in Tennessee and the important work that goes into conservation. So, all right. This is the biggest key to our success. All of that hard work, all of that other stuff I talked about, we could have had all of that and not made half the money we made without our partners. Want to thank Best of the West and Husker Optics. They put together that part of the package for the grand prize winner. Columbia Power Sports, they donated a buggy for this year. Night muzzleloader, lacrosse boots, Smoky Mountain Knife Works, Pack Rabbit, Grizzly Coolers, Bass Pro Shops, Cabela's. Not only did they give us a gift card, they helped market this thing. They sent it out regionally to their folks. And I think that says something, because when you look at these partners, there was nothing in it for them. You know, they did this because they want to support conservation, and they got the word out and helped us put this together. So we're really appreciative of our partners, and we couldn't have had this kind of success without them. All right, without further ado, we're going to go through the raffle winners. Again, we had 5 prizes up for grabs this year, and I'm going to do them in reverse order so we can build a little excitement here. All right, the 5th prize goes to Philip Jacobs in Dixon. Philip won the Pack Rabbit Grizzly Cooler package. He bought 10 tickets for $100, so congratulations, Philip Jacobs. Our 4th prize winner is Gregory James from Pleasant View. He won the Night Mountaineer muzzleloader. He bought 10 tickets for $100. 3rd prize goes to Dwayne Raines in Knoxville, Tennessee. East Tennessee boy. He bought 10 tickets for $100, and he won a $2,500 Bass Pro Shops Cabela's gift card. So he can go on a shopping spree. Our 2nd prize winner is Connor Campbell of Centerville, Tennessee. Connor was the only winner to buy 1 ticket. On a single ticket, he won the Polaris Ranger buggy. So congratulations to Connor. He may be the luckiest guy in the whole drawing. All right. And our grand prize winner this year, they're going to get the elk hunt in Zone 1. They're also going to receive a Best of the West rifle, Husker Optics. That's a complete shooting system. This is in the 6.5 PRC caliber Best of the West rifle. You range the animal, you dial it in, and pull the trigger. These are amazing shooting systems they've got. Not only that, but Best of the West crew is going to, if they'd like, Best of the West crew is going to come in from Wyoming and film their hunt, and it'll show on an episode of Best of the West TV. So really great package. Really great package. I don't know, putting all this together, I don't know how you would put a price on this entire package, but great opportunity here. And this year's winner is Dennis Friedline from Frankfort, Indiana. So congratulations to Dennis Friedline. So obviously we don't know Dennis personally, but we do know Susie and the license folks told us that he's been buying a non-resident license in Tennessee for many years. So he's familiar with Tennessee, hunts here each year. And we're going to try, okay, we're going to try to call him and see if we can do this. We're live on Facebook here, so we're going to try to call him and see if we can reach Mr. Friedline right now on the phone. If this doesn't work, don't blame me. We're going to try. Can y'all hear this?
Your call has been forwarded.
I was afraid.
Redraw. Redraw.
Not a chance. Not a chance. I was afraid that might happen. I don't blame him. I don't answer numbers. I don't recognize either. Too many solicitors these days. But again, congratulations to Dennis Freeline. I'll follow up and give him a phone call as soon as we're done here today. But really pleased with the results of this year's raffle. I know we were amazed. I'm sure a lot of you probably were too. I was pretty confident that we would double what we did last year, but I had no idea this thing would take off the way that it did. So I'm pretty excited about what we've learned so far. We don't have a long track record, obviously. This is only the second year of the raffle. But I think when we really take a look at that data, we're going to be able to tweak some things and fine-tune some things so that next year maybe we can even improve on what we did this year. So we're really excited about it, and I think it's a great opportunity to raise important dollars for conservation. And with that, that concludes my presentation, and I'd like to recognize Director Carter for just a moment, if I could.
Before he comes up, when Carter came to me with this idea a few years back, told us how good it was going to be, we just never realized it, did we?
No, long story short, it's unbelievable. But that's kind of what I wanted to say, Mr. Chairman, is that, you know, we do everything we can to make money go as far as we can inside the agency. And we talked about that yesterday during our budget and the things that we're doing to trim where we can and to bring other income in. And it's been phenomenal on how this is done. And used to, of course, we did an auction, and the auction changed, I guess, 2 years ago to a raffle, and it's certainly the most fair way to do it. Everybody has an equal opportunity, and almost everybody can participate that wants to. We had to make a few tweaks here and there. I want to thank Representative Hawk and others in the legislature who worked with Chris to change the legislation that allowed us to go forward in the manner we did now. So thank you for that. We appreciate it. And wanted to say thanks to Joy and the Foundation. They're such great partners. The Wildlife Resources Foundation does so much for our agency that really flies under the radar, and people don't know, from the governor's one shot to several dove hunts and on that, to try to raise money for the foundation, and their sole goal is to support the agency. So Joy, thank you and the foundation for that, and Jennifer for all the work in the marketing side. Thanks for helping put all that together too. But in any case, I want to say, along the line of coming up with ideas, I wish I could take credit for saying, hey, this would be a great idea, but in any case, I'd like to recognize Commissioner Box for a second for a few comments. But anyway, I just want to say again, thanks to everybody who participated. Thanks to the winners not only who got the elk raffle and a chance to hunt elk in Tennessee, but all those people who contributed. We will certainly make that money go as far as we can, and using some federal aid to match that with, it will make great strides in what we're trying to do. So, Commissioner Box.
Thank you, Director Carter. Well, everybody did all the hard work, so it's going to be easy. But I want to thank everybody for what they've done with the elk raffle. It has been a huge success. Like we said, we more than tripled the numbers, and I think was it 221,000 last year? This year is 667,190, which is amazing. But since Chairman Holbert had one good idea, we thought we'd recognize him for this. That's the only one I think he's had, so we thought we'd better recognize it, you know. But we wanted to, just a minute. It's a good thing you lift up logs every day. Behalf of the agency and the commission, we want to thank you for your appreciation and the elk raffle idea and what you've done for the habitat and the general fund. And we've got a total matching of, well, after federal matching 1.8 million, it's 2.4. That's huge, habitat and the general fund. So it's a lot to be thankful for you and your idea. So I hope you can carry this out.
Thanks.
Come on up.
Thank you very much.
You get to read what it says on there.
I don't know if I want to read it around this group. Commissioner Kurt Holbert, 8/16/2019, 667,000 reasons why this award is well deserved. So, anyway, thank you all. It has been a very big success. Great. But anyway, thank you, Director Carter. Thanks for getting on board. You guys could have said, no, it's not a good idea. We don't want everyone to do it. Representative Hawk, if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't have this opportunity. The hunters of Tennessee, I wish they realized how much you guys do stand up for them, and how much they mean to the economy in this state, statewide. So anyway, while I'm up here, Chris Richardson, I think it'd be a great idea to prepare a resolution for the commission to pass honoring our partners that helped out. And if you'll get that, we'll do that next meeting or something. So anyway.
Forgot to mention Sandra, because she had to carry that thing around in her car. I think her back tires were like low to the ground most of the time. So thank you for helping, and Director Carter, thank y'all for helping with that.
Thank you. Chris Richardson.
Thank you, Chairman Holbert. Just before you move on from the raffle, I just want to remind the commission and anybody that may be watching at home, General Assembly passed yet another piece of legislation this year that is going to expand this opportunity even further. And where we previously have had the ability to raffle one special elk tag, the statute now allows for us to raffle 5 different opportunities. So we can take a look at all of the unique opportunities Tennessee has, whether it's a whitetail deer hunt in the western part of the state, or it's a quail hunt, or any of those special opportunities that we have. We're now going to be able to expand this to award more prizes and hopefully continue to grow this. So next year, Joey, it's $1 million deal, I'm hoping.
All right.
Mr. Chairman, could we see the slide again for the 2nd through 5th place winners? Those guys won quite well also, and it went by so fast.
Okay. That one you're... No, the raffle.
2 through 5, yeah. Consolation prize of the $10,000 side-by-side buggy or whatever.
The little prizes, yeah.
Yeah, the little prizes.
You gotta win 2nd place. That's a good one to win.
Thank you. Yeah, I told somebody I didn't know if I wouldn't just assume win 2nd place. Thank you.
All right. I'd like to call on our wildlife chief, Joe Benedict. Sorry, Joe, yours is going to seem a little dull after all this time.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and Commission. I was trying to think of a line to introduce that, but thank you for doing that for me. I am here today to provide an update on the handheld duck blind drawings, and it is not quite as exciting as what just happened regarding elk and the funding that we've received, but it is a huge day for the agency. It's a very big day for the agency. We interact with a lot of people, thousands of people, in fact. We have representatives not just from the Wildlife Division and Law Enforcement Division who are really heavily represented, but also our fisheries folks are there. We've got admin staff, so it's a really big day for the agency. I want to thank the commissioners that came. Several commissioners have gone to duck blind. Some participated and some were just there to see that. But it is a little bit of a shift from elk to this, but it is a big day for the agency. So just wanted to provide an update here. Let's see. All right, just a quick reminder of the change in process that we instituted this year. There were no changes in the application process, the license requirements, or the first drawing. But the change this year was to add your sign-ons, create your party immediately upon the first draw. And then you'll recall from, I believe it was a June meeting, we shared that we were going to do a second drawing. And the second drawing was for blind location. And so when the second drawing occurred, the name was pulled out. The party leader came forward, already had their party formed, and they selected their blind location. And then those blind holder permits, excuse me, were issued to those pre-established parties. Excuse me. Again, I want to thank the commissioners for who attended these meetings and our staff. Our staff put a lot of time into creating a new system for the reasons outlined there. Why did we do this change? We want a consistent methodology across the state. We wanted a fair and equitable way to distribute these public land opportunities for duck hunters. And also, part of this was to reduce the buying and selling of blinds, which, as we all know, is illegal. So our staff worked really hard on the front end of this. They spent literally days and days together trying to create a new system that would be efficient for the day of the drawing and also try to make it more fair for the hunters. So I want to give a big shout out for all our staff who did the prep work and also the day of the drawing. And I've just got a few pictures to show. You know, they say pictures are worth a thousand words. And here's a shot from West Sandy. The line in the middle there is the line. People are coming up and registering to participate in the blind. The folks on the outside there have already registered. They're kind of waiting in line. Here's Ronnie at West Sandy again. I believe they probably started the draw, or he's giving some instructions. Just wanted to share with you, this is a really big deal. You know, these are packed gymnasiums. Some of these are outside in the sun. There's a lot of anxiety or anticipation, I guess I should say, about this drawing. Just a couple more pictures here to show. This is Big Sandy, rather. This is one of the larger ones. Probably 2,000 people, I think, this year at this drawing that registered. So on drawing day, we had crowds. We did a little debrief after this. The crowds were similar in size, except for Big Sandy and Reelfoot. Those locations were down a couple hundred people, 700 at Big Sandy and Reelfoot 500. And when Big Sandy announced before the drawing, they just tell people, hey, there's how many names are in the barrel, and they tell them how many names. And when the folks at Big Sandy realized there were 700 people fewer, there was a yell that went through the crowd. And I looked up, I thought, well, what is that all about? But again, it's a lottery, so that their odds of being drawn were greater because there were fewer people there. The drawings took about 30 to 60 minutes longer. There was a different registration process. We collected more information on the front side. Folks had to form their parties, before. So that took a little bit longer. We made up some of the time at the end. But overall, I think where things were a little bit longer, maybe up to an hour. The folks that were there were very understanding of this, right? Our staff did really a great job answering questions. A lot of the questions were, why are you guys doing this, right? So we reminded them what the reasons were. But folks were still anxious, right? Because it's a big day for them, but they were understanding. And two comments I wanted to share with the commission today is not everyone commented on the new process, right? But when they did comment, many people said, boy, thank you guys for doing something. Thanks for trying to address the situation. Thanks for trying to make it fair for us. The next thing out of their mouth was, we don't think you've done enough. We don't think this is going to solve these problems. So it was good input to get from them. Law enforcement officers heard this. Wildlife staff, everybody heard kind of the same thing. So there were some people that weren't happy for sure that we changed the system, but many people were happy that we were taking some steps to try to improve this. So that was a good outcome. And I'm not aware of any fist fights or any kind of, there was no altercations, and there have been some of those in the past. People have, anxiety about trying to win a big raffle like this. So a couple lessons learned. We were a little apprehensive about changing the system. It's kind of a well-ingrained system. People have been doing this for years, but we put a lot of thought into it. Again, I want to give a shout-out to my staff who looked at this and tried to make it better without making it harder on the customers. And so we administered this well. We've got ideas already for how to do it next year if we keep the same system, but it went pretty smoothly, and the public was happy, and I'm happy with how we all did that. Again, most hunters appreciated our efforts to level the playing field, again, trying to reduce the buying and selling of blinds on these public lands. There was still visual evidence of buying and selling. There were a lot of officers there, and they can see the crowd, they can see what's going on, they see probably some of the familiar faces out there, and they see what's going on. And we actually had folks come up to us and tell us some things that happened in the background. So there's still some things going on that we were trying to eliminate or greatly reduce. And then some staff discussions after the fact. A lot of our staff, a lot of the officers, they know, dozens and dozens of people in these small communities. And so they find out who did what and where things kind of shook out, which may or may not be exactly what the drawing, the results were. So law enforcement is probably going to learn some more stuff. They learn stuff every day. So kind of the bottom line is folks were happy with this. They were glad we were moving in the right direction, but maybe the changes weren't quite as meaningful as we hoped. And so that's kind of the message I wanted to share with you today. Just a quick recap. We're going to continue to think about this and absorb things and learn more from officers and staff in the field and see what other improvements we might make in future years.
Thanks, Joe. Commissioner Box?
Thank you, Joe. I just wanted to comment on the Big Sandy draw. I was able to attend, and I think it was about 220 degrees, and officers did a phenomenal job. They worked hard, and it was everybody was there, and I was really impressed with hard work. And it was hard because I was concerned about the people that had mentioned there's military folks that are going to be there during hunting time, but they were not able to attend. People working, people with kids that couldn't attend to that, and I think that was hard. I think that'd be a good opportunity to offer that somehow. It was good to see the camaraderie. They're cooking fish and got their dogs and their kids, been doing there for years, and so I don't know if there's a way to combine that to give more opportunity to people that couldn't be there or that can't be there each year, but also maybe have that, I don't know, just an idea on an event to kind of tie those together so they can still have the announcing but give more opportunity. So I appreciate everything y'all done. I was real impressed.
Thank you. Thank you for attending as well and for the ideas you shared with us. And we'll keep that in mind. It is hard when you have a one-day draw within a couple-hour period to have to be there physically for folks that are serving our country, out of the area that can't make that. So,
Commissioner Gardner?
Yeah, I just want to say I attended the Old Hickory draw, and I believe it was down people as well, a significant amount of people. Both for Unit 1 and Unit 2. But everything went very smoothly. Everybody understood the process. It didn't seem to be questioning anything as they came up there. They knew they had to make their drawing and already have their groups established after the first one, so when they got drawn on the second one. And I was fortunate enough to stand next to the most unfortunate person out there who was drawn first in the first draw, and was still waiting for his name to be called well halfway through the second draw. And he said, I'm just going to stick around and just to see if they put my name back in the barrel. And that's unfortunate. And there were some unintended consequences as well that a couple of people shared with me at public meetings that I'd like to get with y'all and discuss. Some feel like they were put at a disadvantage because of the new thing, and their logic is fairly sound, so it's something to consider and try to resolve as we go forward. But bottom line is, I think this is a great place to start, and I think we still have ways to go, and we'll get there. But thank you very much for you and your team. Y'all did a great job.
Thank you. I'd love to get those comments from any commissioner who's heard about this. We're all ears to hear what you're hearing as well.
Anybody else? Commissioner Sanders?
Can you talk about the other waterfowl? Sandhill.
Oh, the other waterfowl, yes. So the Sandhill crane drawing occurred last Saturday. Commissioner Sanders received some tags this year, I believe. I think he's had a 2-year run of, I guess you could say, bad luck of not getting tags. So that shows how fair and random the process is. We had staff that were going to try to rig the system. We said, no, we can't do that. So, so that went off pretty much without a hitch as far as I heard.
Yeah, I was going to say 2 years ago, Jamie and the crew made some changes, and it's been, other than me not getting drawn, it has been really, really well done. And it's the line to wait to get in. I mean, everything is completely different and works so much better. So hats off to everybody. And I guess all the misdirection on timing and when and where helped because the numbers were down a little bit as well. So.
All right. Joe, I'd just like to, thank all your staff and law enforcement staff for all the work that went behind the new process and a lot of work went into the old process when you did that. It takes a lot of manpower to do those blind drawings, a lot of expense, a lot of equipment, but a whole lot of preparation. But you know, I feel like my job as commissioner is to provide the most opportunity for the most hunters and the most users in our state. And I just hope you'll look at that when you're looking at, you know, what you think in the future or whatever. But you know, I think we just need to provide the most opportunity we can for as many people to hunt on our public land as possible. And I think the legislator would agree that's what public land's for, is for people to be able to hunt it. And growing up not having a place to hunt and having to depend on others to provide a place, it made me realize a whole lot of things. And I appreciate the public land and the public land hunting opportunity we have. So thank you guys for all you do.
Absolutely. And that ties into R3 as well. We're trying to recruit and retain hunters, and public land is certainly a place where folks begin to hunt.
I agree. If you do decide that you want to change, or that the agency wants to recommend to change the process, that would be a rule change. If just say we went to a computer, or you guys, that'd be right. That would be a rule change.
Chris is shaking his head yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
Next, I'm going to call on Jennifer W., as we call her, to come up. She's going to give us an update on the public meetings.
Oh, that's part of my presentation that's for the R&R committee.
Sorry. I misunderstood. That's all.
I'll do whatever you would like.
I tell you what, if Commissioner Stroud's okay, we'll just do it all right now. You're getting all the spotlight anyway. You're going to be on national TV. Oh, we're not supposed to say who it is.
I'm better now.
Okay. All right. Can we make it full screen? Oh. Yeah, keep going down to the corner. Oh, no. Can you move the podium?
Yeah, move it on.
There. All right. Okay, so I'm here to talk a little about recruitment, retention, and reactivation. And I just want to say thank you to the commission for making this a priority for the agency and recognizing that it needs to be looked at, because it's the future. It's the future of what all of us do. So yeah, let's talk first about license sales. License revenue for this license year compared as a snapshot in time to previous license years is up. So if you look at sales through June, we are trending upwards, but that's revenue. Don't get that confused with number of participants. So if we look at license years for the last few years, if we look at total number of license holders, this is resident and non-resident, for the last few years, we are starting to see that decrease a little bit every year, and that's alarming. We don't want that to happen. We want to keep our hunters hunting and our fishermen fishing, and this is non-residents and residents, so we want to keep those non-residents coming to Tennessee to hunt and fish too. So that's the problem. Let's see what we're doing to solve that problem. One thing that we're doing is we're emailing and texting people now. We're really working on retaining and reactivating people that have given us their email and their phone number in our system. So our email subscribers are up 150,000 this quarter, it's last quarter, so April through June. We drove through direct clicks off of emails that we sent was $874,000 in license revenue. So a big success for quarter two for license revenue reactivations. And in that period, we sent over 2.5 million emails and texts. So we are actively communicating with folks that are lapsed out of being an active license holder. Some examples of things that we sent them was, boaters with no fishing license. Hey, boating is a great place to go fishing. We said renew your boat and save. So right before the price increase for boat registration, we sent that out to make sure people understood that they could extend their boat registrations for 3 years, so get in on that lower price. We sent some targeted messages to female lapsed license holders about, make memories, take the family, just targeted messages to different groups of folks. Millennials, they like an adventure. So we said, your next adventure is waiting out there on the water. Go fishing. So those are some things that we're doing to reactivate people and get people excited about going fishing and hunting again. Another thing we're doing is digital ads. We're making sure that we keep these fresh and updated, so you'll see some new ad designs here. We're making sure that women are represented in these ads, and making sure that these ads look like, Tennessee. These are Tennessee hunters and anglers, and so we are doing these all only served to people who have been lapsed for 18 months, so they haven't held a license for at least 18 months, or have not created an account, so they don't have an account in our system. So that's the only people that see our ads. We do search ads, so that's based on keyword searches. So when you Google fishing in Tennessee, we make sure that we're the #1 thing that pops up. We do display ads, so when you're on weather.com, you can see one of our ads, and those are working very well for us. As you can see, the return on ad spend on that is the highest. For every $1 we invest in an ad, we get back 37, so yay. I don't know of any other investment that does that. Amazon's still doing pretty well for us, so when you're shopping on Amazon for something outdoorsy, you can see one of our ads there. Geofencing is something new that we're kind of dipping our toe in, but it's doing very well for us. We've geofenced the Nashville Farmers Market, doing ads that say, you can see the one up there that's fresher than the Farmers Market. We're geofencing the Gray Station Fair that's going on right now. And we did the Wilderness Wildlife Festival, and we'll continue to look for places that we can target based on exact location where you are. Then I'd like to talk about a failure. So we did some ads on Pandora, and they flopped. They did not drive revenue. So for every $1 we invested, we made 19 cents. So we will not be doing that, but you can't know until you try, right? So all in all, our digital ads are returning $18 for every $1 spent. It's a wonderful investment, and these are direct clicks, and we feel like we're targeting the right group, and it's being successful. Other generally good news. The Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency was recognized with 6 national awards from the Association for Conservation Information. Over 500 entries nationwide. These are from every state, and Tennessee won 6. So we won first place for success on a shoestring with Elk Raffle. We won second place overall in photography with the picture of the boat right there. You see that Amy Snyder took over, our outreach coordinator for Region 1. We won second and third place for our Wildcast. Our Wildcast team back here has done a wonderful job with that podcast. And third place was Shop Talk. Lee Wilmot that does Shop Talk won third place for internal communications. And we won third place for our educational program with the foundation, the TOYS program, the Outdoor Youth Summit. So that's all cool stuff. We also got a grant along with what money that the agency is investing in CWD communications to do some really good, strategically done, proactive communications about CWD going into this hunting season. So we will be doing digital ads, we will be doing billboards, we will be doing radio, local newspapers, and we'll have a specialized digest-size version of the hunting guide specifically for Unit CWD. And here you see our billboard that will be, all the ads will look similar, but this is what we'll be doing and placed in those strategic areas coming in and out of the unit. Wildcast excitement. So we got 2 new stations for our Wildcast podcast in the last couple of months. So now we're going to be in South Pittsburgh as well as News Talk in Knoxville. So we were really excited about those 2 stations coming on board. We're still on iTunes, iHeart, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram TV. And we've got some cool shows coming up. Meat Eater, came and filmed here a couple weeks ago. Gosh, it seems like, yeah, it was a couple weeks ago. And so they're gonna, that'll air soon because they did a podcast with us. And we got Dr. Brooke Tiller with Healthy Hunter and a couple more cool ones. But I wanted to invite all of you commissioners, if you guys would like, anytime you're in Nashville or we can come to you, if you want to come do a podcast with us, y'all are very interesting subjects for one, and we'd love to have you. So, commissioners are welcome. Partnerships. I'd like to talk about R3 and how we can partner better with incentivizing reactivation. We're getting some promo codes from state parks that are pretty exciting, like 25% off cabins and that kind of thing to use as an incentive for reactivating specifically anglers, because there's a lot of fishing on state parks. But we're also looking for retail partners to give us promotional codes. So if you guys know of anyone that would like to give us any kind of promotional code to use for either reactivating a customer, or, you know, we could think of lots of creative ways to use promo codes with retailers and partner that way. We've got a partnership with tourism right now, working on fishing and getting all of our fishing events and properties and family fishing lakes on the tourism website, and making sure that that's well integrated. Powder Hook, a social media platform dedicated to digital mentoring as well as fishing and hunting and all things outdoors. We're going to launch that soon with the Tennessee Wildlife Federation as well as Ducks Unlimited and some other partners. So we'll do a big launch there, and that'll be fun. Cool thing, Alabama DCNR and us are going to do a partner email campaign. So people that live close to Tennessee and Alabama, the north chunk of Alabama, and people that are in that south chunk of Tennessee, we're going to exchange emails and do a partner email. So people that I've never talked to and people that Alabama have never talked to, we can tout each other's opportunities that are near the state line. So we'll share in that partnership and see if we can't drive licensed revenue for both states. So that's something cool that we're going to try. First time ever in any state's done that. So the future looks bright. We're hiring an R3 coordinator. There's an assistant chief position that's being advertised right now as we speak. So we've got some good feedback on that already, some great looking applicants. So I'm really excited about that new person that's coming on board. And we'll have an R3 statewide plan that will involve partners and many organizations that work on R3. Because, you know, when you think about R3, once we get a hunter or an angler, the state agency needs to be able to retain them and reactivate them, but the whole community needs to recruit, right? We need to get everybody involved in that recruitment piece. We're going to be doing some internal training on R3 to make sure that all of our different divisions are plugged into this and what the problem is and how we can all reflect R3 in our roles. And we're going to continue lapse communications, and we're about to roll out Refer a Friend, which I'm excited about. You'll see a kind of a snapshot of what you'll see in the system. But if you refer a friend to buy a license, and you do that through generating a promo code in your account, you will get a thing, and hopefully that will be promo codes from these partner groups. So promo codes to go stay at a state park or go shopping at Academy for 25% off, that kind of thing. So that's all good stuff. Any questions on any of that before I move on to public meetings? All right, so we've been taking a state tour, doing some public listening sessions, and they've gone really positive. We've heard some good stuff so far. We've only had like 20 or 30 people at each meeting so far in person, but we've had a whole lot of online participation. There's been 6,000 engagements. That's a view, a like, a comment, of whatever, and over 26,000 views and 344 comments. And, you know, I really want to thank the commissioners that have taken time out of their busy set schedules to come and attend these things. People really appreciate it when you guys are there. And so they've gone pretty well, and we've been broadcasting these live, and these are some of the stats. So in Cookeville, we had 1,397 engagement, 4,900 views, 64 comments, and overall, if you did a summary of what topics the public were wanting to talk to us about, it was about deer, small game numbers, and CWD. And that little graph you can see there is people that were online viewing us during the live broadcast. And for Nashville, we had some great engagement there. We had 1,100 engagements, 3,600 views, 71 comments. And there we had a few more topics of interest. There were turkey numbers, deer, CWD, the duck blind drawing, night hunting, and license prices. And if you go to over, yeah.
I know what a comment is, but I'm not, can you explain what an engagement and a view is?
Sure. So the engagement piece is people that liked, commented, or viewed during the live portion. The views, so then once it's live and over, it exists on the internet after that. So you could watch it at any time. That's what the number of views is. That's why those are different. So after we left the meeting, another couple thousand people viewed it. And those 71 comments, those are still live. So I could go comment on that post right now, and that would count as a comment. And you know, all of these online comments, I think it's really important to point out that they will be, as well as any comment that was made at the meeting, will be used going forward in our season setting process. So it's, you know, public input. It all goes on the record for us to use. So that's any online comment or in person. So Morristown, we had a lot of more live viewers, but 1,884 engagements, 6,500 views, and 107 comments. There was a lot of talk about license prices and deer and CWD, and night hunting was a big topic here. And then Cleveland, the first meeting, it was 1,590 engagement, 5,600 views, and 102 comments. The main topics were bear, license prices, WMA specific type questions, and deer. All right, any questions there? Yes.
I'd just like to comment that I've been to several of them, and the agency's doing a great job. I appreciate everybody getting out there and getting some face time with the sportsmen and women of our state. It seems to me it's been important, and it's nice to have them put a face to their question, so it's not. Sometimes electronic communications just don't do good enough when you can, and sometimes you can pull information out of somebody and get to really what's bothering them or what they think's a great idea. And there's a lot of people with great ideas out there, and it's important that we get those ideas out of them and use them. And I really appreciate what y'all are doing, and thank you very much.
Yeah, they really have been great, and I love the transparency and the ability to hear our comments from our public. Any others?
Yes, sir.
Mine's directed to the commission. I just want to thank the commission members that have took the time to go to these meetings. I know several of you have. And, Commissioner Gardner, I know our wildlife chair has made every one of them so far. But appreciate that, and that's all I want to say, just the commission.
Thanks. Anything else? Jennifer? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I think you can see that Jennifer and her crew is on fire when it comes to the job that they're doing and the possibilities and the potential of what you do for us is just awesome, and your people too. So thank you so much. I know it's a continuing situation, but it is growing, and it's getting more effective. And we seem to be getting a handle on a direction and a focus that we need to for growth. So, thanks, Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Stroud. We're going to take about a 10-minute break, and then we'll come back in and finish up. All right, we'll get back in session. We don't like much. We've had another guy walk in, State Representative Jeremy Faison. Thanks for coming by, Jeremy. If you want to get up and say a few words while you're here.
Thank you. It's an honor to be with y'all, and Commission, welcome to God's country. You're actually in the most beautiful area of the whole state of Tennessee, and I know y'all aren't from here, but this is where it all began. This is us, and I'm a huge fan of the TWRA. Whenever I get the chance to talk about who we are and what hunters and fishers are all about, I remind people that if you're into wildlife, you're one of the greatest conservationists out there. There's all this huge struggle going on, and I know that y'all are constantly dealing with the extreme left, and they don't want us to hunt or this or that, and you're constantly juggling all this going on. But the truth of it is true hunters and fishermen, they care more for the environment than just about anybody. Who else will carry a trout 5 miles up in the mountains just so they can hook that trout in the next couple of days? I mean, we're always doing stuff like that, and it's for two reasons. First of all, it's for the sport of it, but secondly, it's for the heritage, to make sure the heritage of what brought us here remains, and make sure that our children and our children's children have something like this in their wheelhouse that they can enjoy. And I just want to give a shout out to TWRA. Obviously, there's times that we disagree and we do agree, but the truth is around Tennessee, if you would have been in the woods 30 years ago, you would never see the amount of deer, the amount of turkey, the amount of bear, the amount of wildlife that we have now. And I can tell you now, after being in the legislature almost 10 years and understanding fully who y'all are, the greatest responsibility for the success that we have in the woods is directly impacted by your efforts. And we are grateful for that. And it brings people in from all over America. I have the awesome privilege of being the chairman of the Tennessee Sportsman's Caucus and the House of Representatives. And it's a great honor to work with my friend Chris here. He does a fantastic job for the TWRA, and I've had the privilege of knowing Ed Carter for years. And it's a great group, and thank you for doing what you're doing. Enjoy your time. I hope you will all spend a little bit of money right here in Greenville before you leave, and make sure you enjoy yourself. God bless you. Thank you.
Thanks, sir, Jeremy. I did notice one thing he says, and I noticed that when I talk to a lot of people that know Director Carter, they all say we've known him for years. I don't know what that is, but everybody's like, so I don't know if he's older than everybody and like a father figure. I don't know, but everybody's known him for years. So anyway, but I'd like to call on Colonel Darren Ryder. Yesterday, Colonel Ryder presented Proclamation 1907, the temporary suspension of the no-wait zone on the Nickajack Reservoir. Has anybody got any questions?
Chairman, the Voting and Law Enforcement Committee recommends passage of Proclamation 1907.
Do I hear a second? Second from Commissioner Granbery. All right, I've got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Any comment from the public? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion carried.
Thank you, Commissioner.
It's all because of your words you said.
Chairman, while Colonel's up here, can you repeat your acknowledgement yesterday about the officers in West Tennessee and the prisoner hunt?
I would. Or do you want to?
Sure, go ahead, Commissioner, and
you know,
I'll
just
fill in.
just a you know, it's just a thank you for the, and it's not only in West Tennessee. I know that in Montgomery County, Humphreys County last year, the guy, we were big time involved in that, and a lot of officers worked all night long, out with night vision and other things. But really, just an opportunity to say thank you. And I mentioned to your officers that were here earlier. You know, it's my desire to make sure that our guys have the best of the best equipment, whatever they need, because we hope they never need, such as an AR-15 or whatever. We hope we never need that. but it, you know, it happens to be our world seems to be going the other way, and the opportunity for that to happen is probably more likely and more likely each year. But anyway, I just, as a commissioner, want to be sure our guys, our law enforcement guys, have the best of the best equipment and are trained the best. But if you want to say something to that.
Yes, sir. Technology and the demand, law enforcement's expensive, and we've been fortunate enough to get our guys trained and equipped to the best level we can within our means. So as daily technology just is crazy to keep up with, I'm sure we can improve some areas, and I'll certainly look at those areas. So with that being said, if the technology needs us to be at a higher level for safety and defense, then I may be coming back in front of this commission and ask for some more budget dollars to get us to where we need to be. So if I'm good with that, I'll certainly be good with that. And we'll do our best to get our guys at that level, guys and gals and our officers, where they need to be the best they can be. But it's an excellent group of folks.
I agree. Thanks, Colonel
Thank you,
Rowdy.
Commissioner.
All right, I'd like to call on Director Carter. Yesterday, Director Carter presented several pages of the 2021 budget overview and some expansions. Commissioner Sanders, we want to talk about the expansions first.
That's fine.
That'd be fine. So,
Mr. Chairman, the agency presented 6 expansions totaling $1,355,950, which the Budget Committee met, discussed, and have are bringing forth as a recommendation in the form of a motion.
okay. Do I hear a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second in favor of the 6 budget expansions from yesterday, totaling $1,355,950. Is there any discussion? Any comment from the public? If not, all in favor of the budget expansion for $1,355,950, let me know by saying aye. All opposed, like sign. Motion carried. Now we'll get to the regular budget.
Mr. Chairman, the Budget Committee met yesterday and is bringing forth in the form of a motion passage of the fiscal year 2019-20 budget as presented.
Do I hear a second? That is 2021, right, Commissioner Sanders? Okay. All right, I have a motion and a second for approval of the budget for year 2021. Is there any discussion from commission members? Any comment from the public? All in favor of the 2021 budget presented to us yesterday, let it be known by saying aye. All opposed, like sign. Thank you, Director Carter.
Best speech I ever gave. If I could say just 2 quick things.
You got the mic if you got anything you want to say before we.
Just as a point of information, I guess the Wildlife Management Area personnel will be meeting in Murfreesboro next Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Just any of the commissioners would like to come by. It's all in-house stuff about better management on WMAs and coordination. You're more than welcome. I can get you the information if you're interested. Also, this year we began our own law enforcement academy, something we haven't done in many, many years. I think it'd probably be good for a little presentation somewhere down the road to let y'all see a little bit more about that. And third, after your comments earlier, if I could get somebody to help me back to my seat.
Well, we've all known you for years. I think you'll be fine.
Thank y'all very much.
Ed, where's the training facility that you're talking about?
At Buffalo Ridge.
Yeah, okay.
Director Carter, I wasn't going to ask you to come up. I didn't want you to strain yourself, so.
All right. Any commissioner got anything they'd like to say before we adjourn? Commissioner Sanders.
I just want to thank Tommy and his family for their hospitality. Having hosted a commission in a city, it's a lot of work, and you went way, way, way above. And I had a blast last night, and but thanks for the hospitality for all 3 days. It's been awesome.
It was truly our pleasure.
I would like to echo that, and I give your wife Tammy a very hard time because she's easy to give a hard time too. But thank you both. She went as above and beyond as you did to make sure that everybody that wasn't with Tommy was taken care of and was where they needed to be. And you guys just went way overboard. And thank you very much. You guys are blessed with a wonderful family, and it was an honor getting to meet them. Anyway, any member of the public got any comment? All right, we will adjourn. Is it 10:30?